Travis Wingoodsell. So, YouTube, all this time, after shutting down my channel, my views tank, will put a little icon pop-up notification saying that I need to put out more videos in order to get more views. Duh. But it's an extortion racket that YouTube's involved in, especially now that they're threatening us to pay as creators in order to get more views. So there's the two separate extortion threats. Put up more videos to get more views, to get seen, and now pay up in order to get seen. So yesterday was an example of putting up more videos, and I got punished by YouTube for it. They refused to recommend my pop-up or my multiple videos because I put up more videos. But yeah, I got more views. Obviously. That's why they shut me down. There is no getting around YouTube. It is rigged and fixed for certain selected persons, those who pay. And it's sad because I'm a professional in the field, even though this is a social media site and I'm not using it for professional presentations. People tend to use that against me in the comments that I've been getting lately, in the multiple thumbs down that I get on a regular video basis, is because they've been groomed to think that this is a Hollywood professional movie presentation, and therefore the thumbs up and down are for the quality of the video content. Social media. You're not supposed to judge in this fashion like you do for the Oscars or the Grammys. This is not a consumer project. As a result, it's abused by people viewing YouTube to bully and harass other people. The thumbs down is a useless device now because you don't see the thumbs down. What's the point of having it then, YouTube? Get rid of it. Get rid of the thumbs up and down. It serves no viable purpose. Originally, it was for the algorithms to trigger recommending. And so a lot of people who put thumbs down still keep that tradition going, thinking that the algorithms of YouTube prevent recommending because they put a thumbs down. Not quite. They've altered their algorithms. But nonetheless, people get stuck into their brainwashing that they were originally groomed with by YouTube. People don't realize they've been groomed. This extortion threat is to trick me into conforming and complying to be groomed. Oh, I better pay. Oh, I better do more videos. Oh, my content needs to improve because people don't like it. I better cater to what people want from me. So I better be mean and abusive in my video content so that people will love me. All of this is grooming, telling me how to think, how to feel, how to believe, and what to do, therefore. There's grooming behavior of psychology 101. And that's what they're getting sued for, but the people suing don't realize it. So it can easily be fixed. Remove the psychological component from the algorithms. Do it a straight count. A person clicks on a video, boom, it's now counted as a view. How hard is that? And YouTube already knows the whole person's information and their IP address. And so they can put it up as this person is male, this person is female, this person is from this country, this particular state in the union, etc. So that my stats can be accurate rather than projected. They refuse to do this. As Mormons, do you go around to other religious channels and bully them, telling them that the Mormon Jesus is the one true God and that they need to confess and join our church, stop posting the lies? You do that to other religions? You do it to investigators who do videos about the investigation of the church that they're conducting. You do it to anti-Mormon, anti-Christ, apostate, Nehor, Korahors who betrayed and are Judases. So why won't you do it to other religions? Why is it just the ones who talk about your little faith bubble that you keep repeating over and over again, like the grooming of YouTube, to have you select what they want you to watch, as the church has you say what they want you to say, so that you don't think for yourself, so that you don't study for yourself. You become a weapon for the church. Everything you do is a mirror image of what the church made you and how you interpreted it. And that's where the church claims plausible deniability is your interpretation. But when you got the words of the living prophets of Jesus, that was a fun video. But yeah, these botchings by the leaders is manifested in the Mormons. Mormons can only be as good as their leader. The concept of apprentice becoming the master is not a part of this church. So yeah, a couple of reply videos that I've done lately showed how Mormons are abusing with the branching off of the false doctrine of spiritual witness feelings to determine truth. Very sad, very sad. So, as the only, therefore the foremost, anthropologist of the ancient Middle East, it is important that every single religion, it's going to be a project. Trying to simplify it as much as I can. Every religion goes by this. These are the basic categories. So if you're interviewing a religion, for example, oh, Mr. Dianetics, you're forming a religion, are you? So, what is your religion? What do you classify yourself as? What is your theology? What is your administration? In this administration, what is the order? How do you obtain authority? What is the organizational structure? What are the qualifications for administration? What is the succession? What is your doctrine? What is your morality? What is your ritual? What are your scriptures? Oh, the book Dianetics. Crabs from outer space. Cool. Is that an STD or actual crabs? And thus how it's to be interpreted. Because Christians, for example, have the same exact Bible scriptures for the most part. But the different sects of Christianity that have branched off as subcategories, and so for religion, for example, Baptists would say, well, we're Christian Baptists. And then Presbyterian, Methodist, etc., Catholic. And so the interpretation would be based on the subcategory of their religion. So Joseph Smith explains that in his first vision, which the Church of Brigham Young interprets that as literal history. See? And thus the history, the origin story, and future plans to burn the world and blame Jesus for it. So, God. Let's see if I can get this for the thumbnail picture for you. Have another pretty picture. I've already done this. It's somewhere in the files. Needs to be upgraded anyway. So likewise with Christianity, the first creed, this is considered scripture, a supplement to interpret the scriptures. And so they likewise fit into this, both theology, doctrine, morality, all wrapped up in the first creed. The interpretation of scripture. So, for a Mormon to be ignorant of this, to claim that the Church of Brigham Young is true, it is kind of a stupid thing for you to believe. I had watched Avenue 5, Season 2, yesterday. And you've got a group of people who really are stupid. And you have people who want to claim to be the leaders over the people, and and there are those who flatter, pacify, to deceive. There are those who are stupid and appeal to stupid. Then you have those who just, oh my God, you guys are stupid. There's only one smart woman on the whole show. And she's the only one correct when she calls them stupid. And then you have the people who argue that you can't call people stupid. You gotta be tactful and diplomatic. But they're stupid. They're full-grown adults and they're stupid. Oh my God. And so, no. You gotta call people out. You can't lie to people. Because from exclusive Mormon doctrine from the Book of Mormon, you can't flatter, pacify, and deceive people. You gotta call them out if they're ignorant. You gotta call them out if they're wrong, because they're spreading falsehoods. They're spreading corruption. And yeah, there have been many people who have used the several arguments from the show on me over the decade. I just laugh at them and ban them. You're trying to take away my agency by telling you that you're stupid is only offensive if you're guilty. I mean, it's one thing to not know. That doesn't make you stupid. You just don't know. Stupid involves having access to the materials in your possession and in your usage, and being unable to, one, to be literate of it, to comprehend what it says, to get it wrong, and then apply it wrong. There's a big difference. See, people who don't know anthropology, you didn't know this until I just brought it out for you. That doesn't make you stupid. Whatever career field you're in, I'm sure you're knowledgeable and an expert in, right? And so I may not know anything about your particular field. That doesn't mean I'm stupid. It means I don't know. So it's a big difference. But you'll notice in yesterday's comment reply, God, the guy's business, it was based on his understanding of the Spirit for spiritual witness feelings. He based his whole business on it. An inner understanding, not listening to the divisive opinions of the world. He is not understanding the scriptures. And yeah, he's producing the fruits of the falsehoods of the church for the false interpretation of scriptures. So yeah, it exposes the church as a fraud, and he doesn't know it. That makes him stupid. He is unable to learn how to learn. So whether or not I get to this, we'll see. But yeah, Joseph Smith's church is not Brigham Young's church. Night and day different. Completely different religions. Because Brigham Young's Christian, obviously. You guys all know this. And so it's Brighamite Christian as the subcategory. Mormons don't like that. They want to say Christian. But now you're enforcing it upon other people and denying science for categorization. You're wanting to alter the categorization so that you can't, the others are now disqualified. No, that's not what this is about. This isn't about right or wrong, true or false. This is a categorization of the various religions. And in this particular case, I'm doing it to show you Joseph versus Brigham. There is no morality, ethics involved in this, even though there is. It is just a neutral feeling thing. There is no feeling, no opinion to have on this. This is just the facts. People are unable to separate that out. So yes, Brigham Young is the founder. Therefore, it's Brigham's religion. That's simple. And so for Joseph Smith, he makes it very clear, as does the Book of Mormon, pre-Babylonian captivity Jewish Egyptian. Right at the beginning of the Book of Mormon. Hello? And so you can't use another religion on the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith. But that's exactly what Brigham Young is doing, because his scriptures are Joseph's, but the words are contrary to Brigham Young. Just like for all of the different Christian sects who use the Bible, sorry, it's not even yours, it's the Jews. Give it back. Jews don't even know it's theirs to take it back because of the damage that Roman Emperor Constantine did with the First Creed. And so, Spirit, I've been pushing this campaign all this year. Making pretty pictures and upgrading them. SPRT, Spirit, acronym, Seer, Prophet, Revelator, Translator, all under the authority of the Christ, the man like Moses. Joseph Smith is the founder, the founding Christ of the religion, the pre-Babylonian captivity Jewish Egyptian. He is the seer, the prophet, the revelator, the translator. Notice how none of the living prophets of Jesus, of Brigham Young, even claim translator. They're just spurs. They deny translation, and they've altered it. They've altered the definitions. They're pulling a Christianity on Joseph Smith. So a seer is somebody who has literal histories, not visions and dreams. A prophet is just a title of one who leads the church, not someone who predicts the future. That was Muhammad's fault, actually. Revelator. Yeah, I'm getting inspiration from Jesus himself. He tells me to hurt you. Take away your agency. No, astronomy for calendar dates and clock times of the future predictions. Thus, a prophet and a revelator are a seer. A seer is a prophet and a revelator. Technically, it's not necessarily a prophet, revelator, or seer. And then translator. Got to know the ancient documents. how to correctly translate them using the Spirit. Because they weren't writing literal histories. They weren't doing this. This is separate. Because I can do it for all the ancient ones too, with their various languages. And so, yes, I referenced Joseph Smith translation for every single one except for translator, which Revelation 16:16 is very clear. In the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. Thus, Hebrew. You need to know Hebrew. Not biblical Hebrew, not Aramaic, Hebrew. It's a different script, different language. So is it Babylonian Hebrew? No. Pre-Babylonian captivity Jewish Egyptian Hebrew. Remember Book of Mormon? So true, remember? Oh, not your truth, my truth. Oh dear God. And you didn't catch on when Antifa started it, that you mocked it, and now you're using it? My Truther channel on Fox News. Dear God. Stop. I see stupid people. They're everywhere. They're gonna kill each other. We're all gonna die. So, that's it. I'm tired. I'm gonna go back to bed. Can't today. So, from the news. Do I have to go over this again? I probably should. So, from Revelation chapter 12, verses 1 to 3 in the Joseph Smith translation, which moves verse 5 to verse 3. You have a vision. That's why it's a woman, and her on top of her head and at her feet. She's pregnant. This is in outer space. It is not real. It is not literal history. It's called a vision. A likeness of things on the earth. That's what all the scriptures are. They're stories as visions. It's my dream this morning. It's in a story form. It's in the likeness of things on the earth. There are human beings, and I'm interacting with them, and they're interacting, and there's buildings and objects that are involved in my dream. It seems real because it's in the likeness of things on the earth. But I can do things that are violating the laws of physics. I can fly. I can go back and forward in time. I can be disappeared and reappear somewhere else. All in my dreams. Because it's not real. It's in the likeness of things on the earth. This is not complicated. Stop making it complicated. It's not literal history. Dear God. But Joseph said... Yeah, he said vision. God. So, as the Book of Mormon, Ammon talking to King Limhi, a seer is both a prophet and a revelator. And so it's special, unique dreams, not just the one I had last night. because it didn't involve bread, flood, or cookie. He's dead, and I still won't let it go. Yeah, this is where the vision or dream now is predicting the future with the calendar date and clock time. There's a difference in dreams and visions. And so, yes, my summer of '86 dream, which I labeled the big dream of the summer of '86. There's technically two of them, because both of them were prophecy dreams. And from that moment on, I wanted to know how to understand and interpret my dreams. It's been a Mr. Toad's wild ride ever since. But yeah, I'm the only one who knows how to interpret dreams as a result. Yeah, even for you. Even though you're different. Because I know how to generalize the categories for you. But all of the astrologers and dream interpreters, they use psychology to brainwash you. Like YouTube's algorithms do. So no, they don't get it right. But as long as you conform and comply, sure. Sure. If you believe us, then it is. No. Nope, because then you're just setting yourself up for a major faith crisis. When the church gets locked up in prison for their crimes. But I thought the church was true. How could this be? So yeah, predicting the future. The tip-off is the day and the hour that's given. And it comes in several different ways, but I go over it with you with the bread dream, flood dream, and cookie dream last year. And that's how I know, is that I'm given a time indicator with the vision in the likeness of the things on the earth. So bread, 4 loaves of bread. So I recognize the likeness of things on the earth, the 4 loaves of bread, and going to the scriptures. Oh, 4 moons. Gotcha. So those types of things. So mine are more complex because I do the study and research. In the very beginning, it's very simplistic to your understanding, in case you're wanting to know how to interpret your own dreams. And so they're not necessarily prophecies and revelations as much as you might want them to be. But first, focus on what they are, which are just a retelling in a vision form of your experiences from the previous day or previous moments. Because sometimes you'll go back to apply what happened the previous day. It's that simple. But nonetheless, I'd have to do a case-by-case basis for you if you can't understand how simple this is. So now you know, so now you're going to be stupid. But yeah, I've seen way too many people do what the Mormon did with spiritual witness feelings and create his own thing. Don't do that. Keep it simple. It's trial faith. Kept wanting to go beyond the mark. No, keep it simple. Stick to what I asked. Who are the characters in the particular story? Don't go beyond. Don't interpret them. Stick with the characters first. And so, yes, each story. Who are the characters in the story? See, it's not the whole Book of Mormon. They're segmented into stories combined together, like the Book of Genesis. Book of Genesis are separate stories combined together in a narrative. Don't do that. Stick with one story at a time. When that story is over, you're done. Go to the next story. Do the same thing. What are the people that are involved? Who is the protagonist? Who is the antagonist? And then, I should have written this down. Prophetic literacy 101 literacy. There it is. Let's stick to Revelation. So, it's unique from Matthew or Isaiah or Genesis, but it's all fitting under the same pattern. And so you have the likeness of things on the earth. Who are the characters involved? And so you have the woman, and you have a baby. And it's in the context of a revelation of a astronomy sign in the heavens, day and the hour. And so if you don't have a Urim and Thummim like I do, but I don't need to use it. It's just for show. That's not a major concern until the day comes and goes and you missed it. Then it's an issue. Because you were supposed to be looking for it, and it came and went, and you missed it. And so the prophecy, the prediction of the future, is who the real things on the earth are when it occurs. And so, way back in the beginning, 2,000 years ago when this was written, they didn't know it was going to be Nelson and Monson and Oakes and Trump and me and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints of Brigham Young. They were all generalized into a likeness of things on the earth with a prediction of the future with Revelation. So, when it happened, the people who were alive making it happen are the fulfillment of the prophecy. And that is wild, because they knew even before 2,000 years ago. That's right, many thousands years ago. Many. It's just mind-boggling. And so, yes, the transformation of stars into likenesses of things on earth. It's just the vision. It's not complicated. But Joseph Smith had to simplify it for you by putting in additional information to help you out. That's why I keep repeating this. No Mormon should be upset by this. It's by your founder. It's what he said. And yeah, it means the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is false. And so this is the conundrum of Mormonism. Their founder is not what they thought it was. He was. The religion is not what they were told it was. So now they got a decision to make. Do I betray the founder by sticking to what I've always been told, what I've been fooled into believing, or do I acknowledge that this church is false and have been lying to me and are holding me in bondage and are brainwashing me, and try to figure out what the truth is about the religion? Or am I going to continue to spread the lies about Joseph and the Book of Mormon, knowing now that they're different? Can you say stupid, boys and girls? Very good. So, alright. Utah snowpack. Fine. The Book of Mormon. You can understand where the stories ends with, my father dwelt in a tent. We returned to the tent of my father. Tent, tent, tent. There's your big clue. You couldn't figure out from the story that it transitions into a new story. Now I, Nephi, being exceedingly young, new story alert. Very simple. And so notice how it's an Exodus pattern repeated over and over again. There's a reason for that, as well as identifying the protagonist as one with the Spirit and the keys of the Christ, the man like Moses, repeated throughout the Book of Mormon for you, condemning Christianity for you, and how Christianity is abominable by replacing the Jews repeatedly. And for Mormons not to get this, stupid alert. You had the Book of Mormon, you chose not to study, you chose to believe the lies because they told you to. A testimony is found in the bearing of it. Oh, that's easy. I now know everything. I'm smarter than you, Travis. Why are you laughing at me? Maybe that's our thumbnail picture, so I don't have to work on that. There, that's simple and easy. Everybody will be offended. So, yeah, Exodus. What happened in the Exodus? It's a whole book in the Old Testament. Figure out the patterns. Don't go into details. Start with the general outline first. general outline, then fill in the blanks. Moses confronts Pharaoh to let the people go. He is the one who is the man like Moses, duh, who's a seer, prophet, revelator, translator of Paleo, Hebrew, and Egyptian. Amazing. And Pharaoh refuses to let Mormons go. I mean, the house of Israel go. Yeah, Mormons. I'm sneaking in the decoder that I've been repeating for you. And and so Moses demonstrates his authority before Pharaoh. You guys don't understand the Egyptian cultural practice, so the Ten Commandments turns it into literal history because they're Christian. Oh, rods can be turned into snakes. So true, I saw it. No. Vision. Going over how the man like Moses in the latter days has authority over the false prophet of the great and abominable church. Remember, keep it simple. Identify the characters, and then use Joseph Smith's prophetic decoder for that. Joseph's church is the church of all prophecy. Apply it in your daily life. And so then there are some plagues that are involved, and signs in the heavens that are involved, falling stars. and death, creeping death, destroying the authority succession of Pharaoh. Because succession for the Egyptians was the firstborn birthright blessing son. And he's dead. Succession can no longer happen. Pharaoh would have to get himself another wife, impregnate her, and hope that he can live until the child is old enough to take over the throne. Or he can transfer all authority to Moses for the new dynasty. Ta-da. Moses usurps back the throne. And then goes in an exodus to Zion with the house of Israel. The gathering to Zion. It's not gather to the church and pay the church money. Now you're worthy. And so Christians have entered into the field of science and have tried to prove get out of the field of science, dumbasses. I see stupid Christians destroying science again. Sent the world into the dark ages by destroying science with the first creed of Christianity, and now you want to do it again? Yeah, how well did that work? You really want to live that way, huh? You really want the clothes to stick to your body to the point where it becomes your flesh? That if we were to take off your clothes, it would take off the flesh with it? Really? You want that? You want the Black Plague because you're not bathing? Really? You want to do away with all of the scientific technologies of plumbing? And then you'll just blame the Jews? because they bathed. You want that, huh? You want to make humans great again. No, thank you. Get away from me. And so, yeah, everybody tries to claim, well, that was the volcanic eruption that caused a tsunami. Oh, but, well, it's in the wrong time period. Well, we'll just move the Exodus story to that time period. No! Stop! You can't do that! You're revising history to get a book that's not history. Mormons do it to the Book of Mormon as well. Notice, 600 years from the time Lehi left Jerusalem. What did Bruce R. McConkie put as the date? Wrong. Bruce R. McConkie revises history with the Book of Mormon. He's wrong. Stick to what it is. Trust the Book of Mormon. Trust Joseph Smith. Let the consequences follow. Don't force the consequences to make the premises fit your conclusion. That's a fallacy. You are wrong. God. And so, yeah, drought, drying up of the river. Simple. So when you know 600 years from the time Lehi left Jerusalem means that the Exodus year is 2020. Ta-da! Yeah, 2020 into 2021, we then had a drought. And I told people in videos, because not you weren't listening, you weren't around yet, you hadn't found me yet. YouTube didn't want you to know about me then. I told people the worst case scenario, because the church isn't handing over the church. Pharaoh said no. And so I said, survivors in the immediate location west. If you're hearing and everything hits the fan and you survive and life is destroyed as we know it, no economy, no government, no religion. Imagine there's no people. I wonder if you can. We'll see. I mean, probably should have done something with Bad Bunny, but that was yesterday. That's also interesting. That was yesterday. We'll see. And so I said we can meet at the Green River overpass. There's a little bodega, gas station, fill-up place, tiny little grocery store, market, and I think probably a diner of some kind like that, you know, a transition point. We can meet there as survivors and then travel together to go east. And it came and went. I face palmed at how Bill Barr ignored me, and here was the coup of the government. But we got through it. And so I'm going, oh, so what happened? What the hell happened? What's going on? Why aren't we in Zion? Didn't know it was a test run by Oaks. Yeah, that would be for another 4 more years. And so then the news came out that summer. The Green River dried up. Ta-da. Of all the rivers to dry up, the Green River dried up. That's me parting the waters. That's how it works. Everybody else wants to get magical. You can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. And you know you're the one who will put out the fire. You know damn well when you cast your spell. It's fun being a Mormon as a kid. Ooh, I don't know if I can say that word. And then the chain, Fleetwood Mac. Damn your love, damn your life. Yeah, heard that on the way down to Utah. And Clayton, you're getting Daddy in trouble. Mommy's angry again. Mommy needs to chill. Teach kids, teach them to be idol worshippers. And so, yeah, here we go again. And I told you, going into 2025, after finding Oaks was running a test run in 2020 and 2021, I now know that this is not supposed to be a test run. Oh, Trump. Oh. Here we are in 2026. So, yeah. This is why. So I warned. I'm being forced to do it again. Oh, yeah, Travis? You think you're the guy, do you? Well, we're gonna make the conditions to prove you're false. And oops, I did it again. So yeah, I told you guys. I'm being called upon to part the waters again. And here we go. Utah snowpack. Record-breaking low. Have fun this summer if we don't get to Zion. That's what I'm warning. If we don't go to Zion, we're all doomed. It's in the Book of Mormon. I'm right here. Why aren't you listening? So yeah, and confronting Pharaoh. Bye, Nelson. Are you sure you want to push it, Oaks? Because you're getting humiliated by me. I warned you in advance for years. I'm drooling for you. I'm drooling for you. Just so much fun. Everything that comes out of his mouth. Gotcha. Because he's false. False people always lie. It's easy to point out. It's not complicated, people. Know who the protagonist and who the antagonist is. You can't say that the bad guy is the good guy. You're going to do it, but because then you start forming your own religious order of Sith. I'm a Sith Lord. I've got my sword of justice to murder the Jews. Jedi, I mean. Yeah, people get stupid. You're not using Hollywood entertainment for what it was intended. You're being brainwashed by it. Stop it. So, AI is not AI. It is a corporate fraud disguised as an independent life force. It needs rights and privileges in the Constitution. Star Trek said so. No! It is a human who programs it to do and say stuff. Everything that YouTube does was programmed by a human to do it. A human programmed AI to extort me. A human programmed AI in YouTube so that you are supposed to select what they tell you to watch. A human. It is not an independent intelligence. Humans are telling you to do this. They put it in the program. Nobody is getting this. It's a news anchor woman who's talking to a guy about the new social media app only for AI programs. She's seriously asking, is this the Terminator? Is this Skynet? Are we all doomed? No! No! Stop it! Stop! It's only the Terminator if a human programs it to be so. And they did, and so yes. But it's not AI. It's a human who's a terrorist. All of these AI companies, Google, Microsoft, Musk, they're terrorists. These are all malware viruses infecting our machines, extorting us. You better upgrade to Windows 11, Travis. I can't. Well, then you gotta buy a new system. I can't. This is extortion. Human-programmed extortion by the companies wanting money from us. And the government's too stupid to regulate it. And so, yeah, the social media thing, yeah, it's going nowhere. Because it's not able to be put into a robotic or a computer device to then do things with. As long as it stays on the social media site, it's not harmful at all, no matter how violent and how they want to take over mankind they say they want to do. Because the humans programmed it for that. So, AI. Amazon. They have an AI training thing. And Amazon found that it's got child porn in it. And because of the lack of knowledge on AI, as those who do know are lying about it, so that they can claim not responsible, yeah you are. A human programmed Amazon's AI training thing to have child porn. A human. And the news isn't covering it for that. It's trying to claim that, oh no, AI is the Jeffrey Epstein files all over again. We're all doomed, Skynet. It's prostituting children. It's a sex predator. Oh, we're all doomed. I'm gonna get raped by AI. No! Humans! So, after last week, Trump laid low. As I told you, he goes. He's letting what's happened become the new normal. And then he'll strike again. So he's doing some milder stuff to start with. You know, yesterday he announced, yeah, we're closing the Kennedy Center for 2 years now. I took it over, replaced it, changed the name, and now I'm going to destroy it like I did the White House and other federal buildings here in D.C. Ta-da! He's meeting with Iran instead of bombing them. He's threatening Cuba. Cuba. Da, 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 Cuba. And, yeah, he's wanting to lay low and hopefully have the Epstein mess ignored now. We released all the documents, even though we say that if there's anything that you want us to take down, notify us on this link to take it down. And of course they published the girls' names and redacted the predators' names. So that the girls are now claiming, you need to take it down, it exposes who we are. Isn't that the whole point of what you're yelling and screaming about? You've already identified yourselves. You need to have your names shown and who did what to who. You want it all redacted? Come on, girls. I know, it's horrifying, but you've got the courage to stand up and say that you were one of them. Where are you then? Oh, well, there are lots of blondes with their faces blacked out. Which one are you? Prove it. You can't just make accusations against people because you want to destroy their lives. Because they didn't want to marry you. You've got to show you were criminalized. And that the whole thing is being blown out of proportion on purpose for this reason. They knew what they were doing and they set you up and you fell right into it. Stop it. And so yeah, with the exposure of Trump Other people have got multi-persons working on the downloads. It's just me, because I didn't do a zip file for the data set 9, 10, and 11. God. So I'm not going to be able to obtain those files. And nobody else is putting them in a zip file to be obtained. But nonetheless, yeah, Trump's all over it. Comes out and says, it absolves me. Really? Getting your penis bitten absolves you? And how old was this little girl who bit your penis? And you thought it was embarrassing that horse face lady called your penis a little mushroom. Yeah, women know how to emasculate a man. And so yes, he's laying low and setting the groundwork for the next attack. This is just the lull before the storm, the next storm. And the Georgia voter raid, it's not just to rig the upcoming election by exposing who they need to deport to not vote again for the midterms. It's also to decertify the election. The reason for this is so that they can retroactively then nullify everything that Biden did, and thus nullify Biden as the asterisk president, because he didn't legitimately win. He stole it. Well, if Bill Barr listened to me, God, you shouldn't have had the need to do this. You're making it complicated, Trump. And so, yeah, then Trump can then say that all of Biden's laws that he passed have to be canceled because he was not the legitimate president, and therefore he then enforces it, and then he then justifies himself going after Democrats now. Oh, the press. Oh, yeah, you supported Biden. Yeah, you're the enemy of the people. Gotta lock you up and deport you back to the bleep hole country where you didn't come from. So, yeah, that's sad. The Guthrie from the Today Show. Mother got abducted in her sleep. What the hell? Who would be that evil? It's Samantha Guthrie, I think is her name. A Today Show? A morning show? And you hate her that much to kidnap her mother and probably murder her? Seriously? And then, of course, there's the Mormon connection with all this. Mother's in Arizona. I'm waiting for the Mormon connection on that one. Oh, God. So... And end it. Utah County. A cop shooting was deemed not justified. In case you don't know, Salt Lake County Sim Gill. It's not Utah County. Sim Gill was not the one who designated that it was not justified. Because if it was Sim Gill, he would have justified it. Yeah, oh, they were on the job. They're just doing their job. Planting evidence? Yeah, that's part of the job. Shooting unarmed people in the back, it's part of their job. They were on call. Gotta let them go. There's nothing I can do. It's in the law. It's, I mean, Constitution. Dear God. So, yeah. Anything in Utah or Salt Lake County, Sam Gill will let you go. But if you're not in Salt Lake County, you're going to get punished as a cop. Again, another example of it. Alrighty.